So Vince has always been a little bit more something for everyone in terms of the overall presentation. And you brought up how Triple H is great at comedy, but tends to use it much more sparingly.
Yep.
And I feel overall, and I don't think this is bad of me to say either, H has his feel. He likes his metal ass-kicking feel, and it kind of permeated a little bit of everyone and everything.
Yeah.
Do you think now on the bigger scale, H is going to stick to his guns of what he likes, or knowing he's dealing with a bigger based audience and trying to attract more, is he going to go outside his comfort zone to appeal to other people?
Yeah, look, I think he will, because I think he didn't get to where he's at because he's not smart. And so I think you adapt and you overcome. And when you're in that position, it's cool to have a good idea, but it's even cooler to hear somebody else share a better idea and you say, damn, that's better than mine. Let's do that. Like, that's empowering for a producer or a talent to hear. And so I think he's open-minded. Look, he will have around certain people his aura, and he does like the metal, and he does like the dark and the pin lights, and his vision is very heavy metal, but that's cool. That's cool too. It just, everybody can't be like that. And your question was, do you think he'll get outside his wheelhouse? I think he will, and I think he'll listen to the people he has around him, because he always has. Look, and he has no problem saying your idea is better than mine. He also has no problem saying, yeah, that's okay, but we're not doing that, and we're going to do what I say. You know what I mean? Like, he has no problem being the boss in a respectful way, which the same way Vince did.
Special entrances, talking about look and feel of a show. It was one of those things that made NXT Black and Gold so special, made takeovers so special, is there were always these special entrances and not always for the same typical top talent. It kind of got spread throughout the show on different tiers, different levels of matches. Vince generally only using special entrances for a WrestleMania or a rare other pay-per-view occurrence, but pretty rare outside of WrestleMania. I think seeing even on Karrion Kross's debut that they went to the black and white at first on that main entrance angle. Are we going to see, and from your opinion, obviously through speculation, Triple H taking advantage of entrances and presentation to create a presence and give background for characters?
Yeah, heck yeah, you can expect that. And look, think about, I often think about his vision, and he had one, man. We'd work together coming up with those entrances, and he would always have a cool visual vision of what the production stuff should be. And then he and I would work together on what the talent should be doing at that time. And so it was so cool to work with him on that level. And I think he loves that. So I think you're going to see that a lot. And look, I think you can do that on the cheap too. You mentioned, went down through the card, like it was all character based. If your character was a cool character that he should have a special entrance, like, okay, let's spitball and think about what that should be. And it doesn't matter if you're the last match or the second match. You know what I mean? Like, if this is a cool entrance for your character, let's do that. And we can do it quasi cheap. Like, heck yeah, let's give him a special. And Hunter did that on like all the takeovers. You know what I mean? There were a lot of special entrances on the takeovers. But even on the TV show, we spent a lot of time on entrances. And look, I think it matters. I think that was one big thing that when everybody moved up to the main roster or people went up, was their entrance would get cut right away, because we're not giving them a minute and a half. We're going to give them 30 seconds. Get out there. You know what I mean? And so I think it's just a different philosophy, but I think entrance is important, especially I do, the guy who only people remember him for, oh, you didn't know during his entrance. You know what I mean? Like, that's very important to me. And I would say, hey, we got 6 minutes. Okay, well, beat me in 4, and I'm going to do my promo in the other 2. You know what I mean? Like, that was the important part to me.
NXT utilized a lot of preloading of talent who were on the stage already before their music hit. And I think that's something that was generally unheard of or unseen on Raw or SmackDown. What are some of the reasons of doing that in terms of the presentation? As someone who helped with that visual look, how do you think that gave an advantage to the look?
Well, so it's, look, that music hits, and a spotlight hits you, and you're already in place. And maybe to the point of the Judgment Day, now you see there's a musical cue to where they step into the light.
Yeah.
And so I think that is so important to be not only a cool spot, but to let it be musically cool with the moment. You know what I mean? And a lot of times that's the best way, rather than seeing a talent just walking out. You know, the one I think of is now she's Athena, or what was she?
Ember Moon in NXT.
Ember Moon. Like, her music was awesome, and we would literally come up with, okay, where's the camera is going to be all the way on the other side of the arena. It's going to swoop down, and it's going to come close to her, and the light's going to hit on, and it's visually stimulating, and it's cool. You know what I mean? It's with the music and with the lights, and so I think it's all about presentation, man. And I said this on the podcast earlier. If I'm showing you Heinz 57 ketchup, I ain't turning the bottle around in the grocery store for you to read the ingredients. I'm turning it around for you to see it right. So how do we put that talent in the best position to succeed? And we think about that from the entrance to the exit is, how does this talent look the best? And you just go with different stuff. Look, some people look fine just walking out. Some people want to be posed in a position when the lights come on. I always loved doing the Diamond Mine music and entrance because I thought theirs was kind of cool. But yeah, I think entrances are important. And I think to my point earlier, every time I see a superstar is important that I shoot him right. And that's one thing I don't think AEW does correctly.
So you brought up the ketchup bottle, the Heinz 57 bottle,
Yeah.
facing forward so people can read the label. I find it very interesting, and this kind of is pretty broad in general, but I think it's pretty common across the board. Wrestlers lately love to come out of the entrance backwards, showing their back for these like first 5 and 10 seconds, and then do their turnaround like it's this big build and reveal. And I've always, lately, I mean, more so, I feel like it's not bringing me up, it's almost bringing me down instead of building that anticipation. I want to see your intensity. I want to see your facial expression.
It doesn't make any sense. That's your face and your body in this business is your money makers. That's what you do. And so to turn your back on that entrance, to turn your back to the hard camera, or floor cameras and pop to the people rather than the millions watching at home by way of television, that's just you marking out in the moment. You know what I mean? And I get that because I've been there. There's nobody over there but the hard camera because the building isn't sold out. So you work to the people. They're behind you. You know what I mean? And it's difficult, but it's necessity. We're taping a TV show. The actor in the TV show doesn't turn around. You know what I mean? They get the camera around there in front of him and see his face. So that's what we have to do, and we have to work together to do it. The actor, the wrestler, and the production team. You know,
they're not sports entertainers anymore, Dogg. They're just
actors.
Wrestlers now.
Yeah, I forgot.
I used to, when I first got into wrestling, my trainer originally taught me, like, a wrestler is a combination of an athlete, an actor, a stuntman, and a magician. It's the blend of all of them right there.
That's a great analogy, too, because that's exactly what you got to be.